My name is Dr. Joshua Emmett. I'm the principal here at Phelps Ace High School. My history with Phelps is new. I just moved here from Chicago over the summer, so this is my first year as principal here at Phelps. The vision I have for Phelps and for the students at Phelps is that when they graduate from high school, they're equipped to go to college. So they've got a strong academic preparation to prepare them for college. And at the same time, they're equipped to go into the industry and to career fields, depending on their pathway, so that they graduate not only with a strong academic preparation and an SAT score, but they also graduate with an industry certification. So like I try to say to students and to parents, when they graduate, they can go to college or they can go get paid. So you ask if our students are proficient in math, and you set a threshold of 55%. Here at Phelps, 55% of our students are not yet proficient in English and in math. Why is that? It's a result of a number of factors. We certainly see that students' achievement in high school is tremendously important. Finding that proficiency for students is a high bar, and although we are an application high school, students come to us with a range of academic backgrounds. Some students are incredibly well equipped and prepared for the academic rigors of the school. Some students are not yet equipped for that type of academic rigor. So we're pressing those students and we're challenging them and we're providing them an academic focus so that they can become proficient in both English and in math. Am I personally responsible for the academic growth of our students? Absolutely. It's my job as the instructional leader here at Phelps to provide the context for students to engage in rigorous instruction and for students to experience powerful learning opportunities. So in my role as principal, absolutely it's important for me to provide that context for kids so that they can grow as young scholars. So I'm going to present that notion of our academic expectations maybe a little differently. Because our school is trying to promote students to be prepared for college, but at the same time we're also trying to prepare them for industry certifications and career opportunities, we want our kids to have curiosity. We want them to come to school each day inspired to learn, so that when they engage in learning here at Phelps, they're tapping into that curiosity that they have, whether that curiosity is about a complex text that they're reading in English, or whether it's something in their carpentry or engineering class. We want them to be curious, because that's the curiosity is what will propel them forward, both in college and in careers. Student achievement is a result of hard work, primarily. Although some students have tremendous talents and tremendous natural intelligence, if they haven't developed the habits of mind, if they haven't developed an academic discipline, then their achievement in school is somewhat compromised. And we know that hard work can overcome a tremendous amount of hardship. It can overcome a tremendous amount of missed opportunity. So when students work hard, they are able to access the tremendous achievement that's available to them. So we develop an academic tracker, particularly in English and in math. We're tracking students based on different indicators that we use here in DCPS, literacy trackers, math trackers, end of module assessments, and end of unit assessments. We track that to see what is the picture that the students are telling us, because we know that one day test doesn't tell the reflection of a student's entirety as a student. So we track their progress through multiple measures over time, and then that informs whether or not students need extra support, whether they need interventions, or whether they even need enrichment and the opportunity to stretch. For students in the industries, preparation, and in our CTE field, we're also tracking their progress toward that industry certification, and there are different stages of that as they move through their curriculum over the course of 4 years. Our behavioral expectations for our students is to, first of all, recognize that they're part of a community. That as they're here at Phelps, their behaviors, their actions impact and influence people other than just themselves. They impact our community. So first of all, we want students to recognize that. And when there are instances where their behavior, their decisions impact others, that they recognize that to be part of a community, they have to reconcile. So we use a lot of restorative practices here at Phelps to try to get students to understand that their behavior does in fact impact others. We do use a number of factors when it comes to students to understand that they have a voice. We give them voice in their experience here at Phelps so that they feel that sense of ownership in this community. We enforce rules here at Phelps by getting students to recognize, again, their ownership in our community, and that when they violate that, their ownership in our community, that there are indeed consequences. We do use restorative practices in a way to try to foster that sense of ownership, to see that impacting students and impacting others in their school community has that communal effect. So those restorative practices are very important to the work we do here. We also do, at times, have to follow the rules that are laid out by DCPS, and that is an important part of what we need to accomplish here as well. Primarily, we do a lot of counseling with students. We do a lot of one-on-one and group engagement to get them to recognize the impact that their behavior is having on others. So we have great students here at Phelps, and when we celebrate their successes and we celebrate their good behaviors by doing a few different things. One is we have a PACE Student of the Month that doesn't just recognize the student who does the right thing all the time, but the student who grows and demonstrates improvement in their behavior. We also have had opportunities to celebrate students for their attendance. So during the month of September, we had over 100 students who received perfect attendance. And for those students, I had two things. One, they were honored with a dress down day as a little bit of a surprise. And then we also had the opportunity to enter those students into a raffle for Hillcrest Children's Services, provided some gift cards, both for students and their families. So the students who won the gift cards received that benefit as well. I'm definitely responsible for the professional development of our teachers. When I came on board here as principal, I shared with our staff that as a school leader, my two primary responsibilities are: one is to ensure that students have an inspiring experience here for their learning, and the second is that the adults and the educators in the building have the opportunity to find their work rewarding. And in that way, to helping teachers find that their work is rewarding is to ensure that they have the opportunity to grow and to continually improve their professional practice. So we do professional development here at Phelps in a number of ways. Some is we support the district facilitated professional learning experiences for teachers, so they participate in those. We also support the LEAP modules and the LEAP experiences for teachers. So we have LEAP teacher leaders who facilitate in their content area the weekly professional learning sessions for teachers. We also support professional learning within our building and within our work that we do collaboratively. So I facilitate some of those sessions with our team. We also have a number of our members of our team here who also facilitate based on their expertise. We also, in our morning block sessions, 2 mornings a week, teachers are part of a PD choice group that's facilitated by their colleagues. It's a way for their colleagues to engage them in professional learning that relates to things that really matter to them and things that are of special interest as they're in their own professional growth cycle. So when we have a vacancy here at Phelps, it's important to find the right fit. So certainly we work within our DCPS HR team, but it's important that we stay within our own professional network and find connections to find that person that is really looking for the unique learning and professional experience that exists here at Phelps. It's important to find that fit between our core academic content area and our CTE focus, because that is quite a unique blend to have here at Phelps. So we need to have teachers that that match that fit. So I work real hard at connecting and trying to discern that. We also, when candidates come and meet here at Phelps, we engage them with potential colleagues so that they can see, are these the kind of folks with whom they'd like to collaborate? Because that's also critically important, is that people have to see themselves as part of this school community. So we evaluate teachers and hold them accountable for student growth in line with the DCPS Impact program. So we evaluate teachers within their professional context in the classroom by doing the observations on a regular basis. We work that through the cycles. It is important with every teacher that they have a student growth component to their work. So for teachers that are involved with ELA and with math, that certainly relates to the growth that teachers have on Park. And we track students throughout the year so that we can measure their growth and that we can also intervene with students so that when it gets to the end of the year, there's no surprise usually when it comes to that, because we know how we've been supporting students. And then teachers have a good idea of what their student growth has looked like. For teachers who aren't involved in the Park or the ELA and math component, their role is related to other indicators of student growth. For instance, with our CTE team, it's getting students those industry certifications. That's a critical part of student growth for those teachers. We engage parents in their child's education here at Phelps in a couple of ways. First of all, it's important to know that we see parents as partners and that parents' role in their students' education is centrally important to their students' success. So we engage parents in some easy or simple ways you might think, but we call them and we talk to them. And it's amazing how responsive parents here at Phelps are. I call, they pick up the phone, and we have conversations about their students. If there's a need for help or support, it's amazing how responsive they are. We also have a PTSA, and that's an important part of our work here. So parents have a voice in their students' education through the PTSA. We also do a lot of communication through robocalls and email blasts, newsletters, our school website, our Twitter account, our Facebook page. We have a number of ways to engage parents and to let them know what's going on here at Phelps. I'm available to talk to parents on a regular basis. I engage parents in a lot of different ways. Sometimes when they come into the building to take care of something or to greet. Also, oftentimes I'm out in the parking lot and I see parents and have an opportunity to speak with them as they're in their cars, picking up or dropping off their students. Talk to parents at football games. I have a chance to talk to parents on the phone quite regularly. Some parents choose to email, and that email communication is important. In fact, even this past weekend, I was on the phone with some parents dealing with some of their questions about opportunities that are coming up. Parents are our partners, so engaging them is an important part of our work, and I'm certainly available for that.